Welcome to the new GSU Perimeter College Pollinator Garden at the Dunwoody campus. Pollinating animals travel from plant to plant, carrying pollen on their bodies in a mutualistic interaction that allows for the fertilization of most flowering plants, which is a crucial process for an ecosystem.
The project is part of Pollinator's College STEM Week held in the spring 2024 semester. Participants learned more about science, technology, engineering, and math.
STEM Week offers lectures and workshops held both virtually and in person across Perimeter campuses. Dr. Jennifer Roberts, a biology teacher at the Dunwoody campus, explains more about the plants chosen to build the pollinator garden and how they can contribute to the local ecosystem throughout the year.
Alright, so this is going to be our GSU Perimeter Dunwoody Pollinator Garden. We have a whole bunch of awesome flowers in here. Daffodils are early bloomers, so they'll take care of our early pollinators. They bloom from late February to about mid-March. And then we have some milkweed, and interestingly, certain butterflies, they will only lay eggs on certain plants. And so the reason we're planting milkweed is because the migrating monarch population is declining. And so if we plant milkweed, they'll be able to lay their eggs here, and we'll be able to help sustain the migrating monarch butterfly population. We also have Joe Pye weed. We have dill, which is the host plant for swallowtails, those big yellow butterflies, those huge ones. They lay their eggs on dill. And the other plants will bloom at different times of year. So we have coneflower, which will bloom from June to August. And the milkweed will bloom from March to June. So the entire time there'll be something blooming in here. And we also chose these plants because they're very low maintenance. And because they're bulbs, they come back every year. So you don't have to add new plants every year, and they'll proliferate. So we have some daylilies, which are not actually native. But because they proliferate so easily, they attract a lot of pollinators, and it'll keep the garden going for a long time.
Pollinators are essential to life on Earth. They contribute greatly to Earth's terrestrial environment, which is essential for the survival of the human race and other organisms we coexist with. They also play a major role in plant reproduction, with their efforts contributing to the growth and survival of plants, including the 80% of crops and plant-based products used by humans. However, urban growth and agricultural monocultural practices threaten their existence through the use of pesticides, introduction of various pollutants, changes in land use, and climate change, all of which lead to a decline in pollinator populations, causing imbalances in ecosystems. Dr. Juice Morgan, also a member of the Life and Earth Sciences faculty at Perimeter, brought native plants from the Decatur campus and explains that the garden is also an attempt to achieve B Campus status, a certification in which the affiliated schools make commitments to conserve native pollinators.
So the goal is to try to get our B Campus certification. We're starting off with our Decatur campus first, which is the site of our native plant botanical garden. So it's a 4-acre native plant botanical garden that sits just kind of on the back end of the Decatur campus. So we've been working on that, and one of the things that we would like to try to do is to increase our footprint for our local pollinators, our native pollinators. So Decatur already has the big garden, Clarkston already has a native area as well too, and so we put one in November on our Alpharetta campus, and now this week as part of STEM Week we put this one here at Dunwoody, and on Wednesday we'll put one on our Newton campus.
And so what exactly do you need to be considered a B campus?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So there's a bunch of different things. So we have to have obviously a team across our different campuses that are willing to participate. We also have to increase our like local areas within our community of pollinator kind of areas, which is what we're also doing, and then commit to reducing any kind of harmful chemicals. So all the, any kind of pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, anything like that that could be harmful. So trying to reduce it from the grass, the trees, the bushes, the flowers, all of that stuff, from the water, trying to prevent it from water sources.
I guess what I'm wondering is, if these things are harmful, and if we have this biology faculty that are invested in taking care of our campus and our environment, why would were they used in the first place? Is it aesthetically?
Yes. So for a lot of different reasons, that large commercial organizations use these kind of things, and it is for, aesthetics. So, out in the natural population, diseases happen or pests happen, which can cause damage or not make things look as pretty as we want them to look. And so, yes, when it comes to large commercial type stuff like that, we use it for aesthetics.
Just aesthetics.
Yeah, just like your yard, right? Like a normal grass yard really provides nothing for nature. Certainly not our pollinators. It's called a monoculture of grass, but we fertilize it because we like that nice green lawn, right? But there's really no need for that.
How do students get engaged with this?
So once we get the bee campus, so we do have students right now who are working, they're interns through the Office of Sustainability, so they are doing an internship. Most of them are interested in environmental studies. And so we are working with them, but afterwards we will be calling upon students to help us maintain pollinator gardens, to help us to promote this bee campus lifestyle, so to speak. And so our goal is hopefully we can add more pollinator areas throughout the various different campuses and not just have one little area, but provide many areas, but also provide a lot of education for students as to the importance of not using chemicals and reducing our footprint on our environment, trying to cohabitate, so to speak, with native pollinators.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the amount of environmental challenges our planet faces. Headlines about the climate crisis can be stressful, and it's natural to worry if our individual actions can make any difference at all. But here's the thing, every small action matters. That's why creating a pollinator garden is so important. It's a tangible way to contribute to the health of our planet's ecosystem, and it's also planting hope and resilience in the face of these challenges. By getting involved in conservation efforts and environmental science learning, we're actively contributing to solutions. One way to get started is by reaching out to the Department of Life and Earth Sciences on your campus and asking about opportunities to participate in the upkeep and growth of local gardens and other conservation efforts.
Whether volunteering in gardening activities, conducting research, or participating in events that emphasize environmental conservation, there's always a way to improve our planet. By working together, we can make small steps have a big impact, and it will be great to see our campus transform into a balanced and healthy habitat as our pollinator garden grows.